Previously on Pixelmon. We caught a Mew and then used a cloning machine to get Mewtwo. I also caught a Celebi. I helped Dinky make a Pokemon breeder. And I made myself a set of running boots. With that done, welcome to Pixelmon episode 8. I hope you enjoy it. I spent a heap of time training Runehorn against Raichus for two reasons. Firstly, it's super effective, and secondly, I was after Thunderstone shards to craft some Thunderstone armour with. During the grinding, Runehorn leveled up to 42, causing it to evolve into Rhydon. After grinding out enough Thunderstone shards, I went back to the base and made Thunderstones out of them, then proceeded to make armour out of the Thunderstones. Thankfully, I had just enough to make myself the full armour set. Not long after, I went to do a bit of mining as I needed some supplies and managed to find a heap of iron while adventuring through some caves. After mining for a while, I seen where Suicune had spawned into the world. As I was underground, I knew it wasn't on me, so I teleported to Dinky and watched as herself and Belle tried to catch it. With it being a legendary, naturally it is difficult to get whether you battle it or not. After a lot of Ultra Balls were thrown, Dinky finally landed the lucky one and caught it, much to her excitement as Suicune is one of her favourites. After the excitement was over, I went back to mining for more supplies. After only a couple of spawn attempts, the two girls had another Suicune spawn on them. This time I thought I'd have a crack, so I went home and grabbed some Ultra Balls and then teleported back to Dinky's base. After failing to catch the second Suicune that spawned, I stuck around Dinky's base to check the progress on the Pokemon breeder. The speed in which Pokemon can breed depends on the surrounding areas and the Pokemon types. For example, as we have two Dittos in there, both are normal type, they require Cake to maximise the breeding speed. It's odd I know, but let me explain. Firstly, I'll explain the two Dittos breeding thing. In Pixelmon, it is possible to breed two Dittos together, which will result in a random Pokemon egg. This means that any baby form or evolved form aside from legendaries can be a possible spawn from each egg they produce. Both Dinky and I felt this could make for an interesting episode if we stockpile the eggs for a while and then bulk hatch them together. The different coloured hearts represent how far into the breeding process the Pokemon are. Grey means they basically haven't started, red means they are nearly done. During this time you can also interact with either of the Pokemon to be given a quote. This quote will let you know how strong of a connection the two Pokemon have, which is determined by the block surrounding the breeder. You can shorten the breeding time to as little as 37.5 minutes. Each type of block has a rating attached to it that increases the satisfaction of the Pokemon. This number or block type depends on the type of Pokemon you have in the breeder, so each different type has different blocks. As a good example, for bug types, every grass block within the 9x9 radius gives 1 satisfaction point where flower pots would give 3. If you follow the guide down to normal type, it shows Cake, yes Cake, as 3 points per block, hence why the entire flooring was going to be made of Cake. This ensures the breeder ran at 37.5 minutes per egg. After checking on the breeder, I went to go and organise my storage and realised I'd gone a bit nuts saving redstone. I had enough to make over 80 full blocks of redstone. During my mining, I'd managed to find myself a little bit of lapis, so I began trying to enchant a bow in preparation for the Ender Dragon, as I needed to access the end for certain Pokemon. Upon getting those enchantments, I went and combined a flame book with it, and my decent bow was well underway. As I was preparing to finish up the episode, I ended up coming across an Emball that I hadn't seen roaming around before. So I jumped into a battle with it, was only level 36, managed to capture it nice and easy. For this episode, we caught one and evolved one, taking the grand total to 48 out of 880. I would like to thank you all for watching this episode, and I will see you in the next one.